Welcome back to the Richest YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful ashoke jort pant. It's a combination of ashoke and Ankara. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so I already have my pattern that I'm going to be working with. This is my pattern, but I just want to explain what I did. Okay, so I have done this severally on the channel. It's a big palazzo pant. So what I'm going to measure first is my crotch. So if you don't know your crotch, you can just do your hip divided by 4 and you get your crotch with that. The hip I'm working with is 46, divided by 4 is 12. So you can add maybe 1 inch or half an inch to it, but remember I'm still going to have like a band here. So I'm just marking it. So let me just mark 13 inches for my crotch. So that is like me adding extra 1 inch to it. So this is my crotch. Okay, so now the next thing is to measure your hip divided by 4 plus ease. Remember, it's a palazzo pant. So if divided by 4 is 12, I'm adding extra 2 inches for ease. So that's 14 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and mark 14 inches here. And then I'll mark the 14 inches here as well. It depends on how big you want your pant to be. If you want yours to be bigger than this, you can add more. Okay, so now for our crotch, you can do your hip divided by 16, and then whatever you get, you use that as your crotch extension. I'm just marking 3 inches for mine. So here I'm going to come up by 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect to form my crotch curve. Okay, so this is my crotch curve. So this is for the front. So the same measurement that I have here is what I'm going to take to the hem. So I'm just marking it all the way to the hem, and then I'm going to connect it. You can see how big the hem is. That's because I want it to be like a jumbo pant. I want it to be really big. So for the back, what you're going to do now is to, after cutting your front, you just extend this for the back. So on the crotch area here, I'm going to be extending it by 1.5 inches. Here I'm going to extend by 1.5 or 2 inches as well. And then I'm going to take that all the way to the hem. That's for the back. So I'll connect like this, okay? And then I'll come here as well. I extend this one by 2.5 or 1 inch. 1.5 or 1 inch, sorry. And then you're going to connect it. So here you will connect like this, and this is what you're going to be having for the back. So here you can do a bum rise by coming up like, but it's a big pant, so I'm just going to leave it like this. So you will cut it out like that. So this is what I have here. Okay, this is my pant. This is for the front, and this is for the back. Okay, this is for the front and this is for the back. Can you see? So here on the front, I just came up by 1 inch. Okay, so here on the front, you just come up by 2 inches, and then you connect again. And then you can see that I have a slant pocket here. So if you want to do slant pocket for yours as well, on the center here in front, I usually come down by around half an inch or 0.75, and then I'll cut it out. That's for the front. It makes the front more relaxed and fitted. So I usually cut this out for the front. Okay, then for the back, I'm going to come up by 1 inch here. From here, come up by 1 inch, and then you connect it back to the side. So here for the pocket on this side, I'm going to come in by 2.5 or 3 inches like this. And then for the opening of the pocket, I'm going to come down by 7 inches, and then I'll connect like this. So you cut it out. So this is going to be the pocket for the front only. So that is what I have here. Can you see? That is what I have here. That is the pocket. I've also gone ahead to cut out my pocket. This is my pocket. Okay, this is my pocket. It measures it depends on how wide you want your pocket to be, but for me, this measures around 15 inches by 12 inches. 15 inches by 12 inches. And then you're going to open it up like this, not close. You open it up like this, and then place it on your front. Okay, and then just cut out one side like this. So this is my pocket pattern, this is my front, and this is my back. So for the main work, we are using this ashoke, this plain ashoke, and then I'm going to be using this Ankara on the lower part of the ashoke. So to know how I'm going to cut out my ashoke, I'll measure the length I have on my pants. So the total length that I have on these pants is, and you know that you're going to be having Ankara on the hem. So what I'm going to do now is to first fold in the allowance for the Ankara. So you need to measure the length that you want for your Ankara. So I can fold in maybe 9.5 inches for the Ankara. So this is what I'm going to be using to cut out my ashoke. Okay, so the Ankara is going to be on the edge. So I want the ashoke to be around 28 inches. So I'm folding in 8 inches. Okay, I'm folding in 8 inches. So if I'm folding in 8 inches, I'll just measure what I have. So this is 28. Okay, that's the length that I need for the ashoke, 28 inches. So because ashoke frail a lot, I can just leave it at 30, so that when I'm done sewing and it's not complete, I will not have any shortage. So now I'm going to bring in my ashoke. Okay, and I'll measure out 30 inches. So to know the width that you will need, each of these ashoke comes in around 6.5 inches, and we are going to be joining it by this side. So let's assume that we have 6 inches. So the width of our pants, is around 18. So I'm just going to work with 18 inches. Okay, so I will cut 3 for it. So I'm going to go ahead now and mark 30 inches or even 31. I'm going to fold again. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and cut it. Okay. So I'm just adding enough allowance because I don't want this thing to shock me by the time I'm done. So it's better to have more than less. So now you divide this into 3. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now, and then I'm going to join. This is how you join ashoke. You place them side by side. You don't join like this. You place them on each other side by side like this, and then you run your stitch. So you come to this other one as well, you place them side by side like this, and then you run your stitch. Now I have gone ahead to stitch my ashoke together to make a fabric, and then I placed my pattern on it so that I can cut out the pant, the part that is going to be ashoke. So when placing my pattern, I added extra allowance, 1.5 inches allowance on top, so that I can use that to create a casing for my elastic band on the waist. So I did the same thing for the pocket as well. I did not cut the waist at the exact waist that I have. I left allowance on the upper part so that I can create casing for my elastic band on the waist. So once that is done, you go ahead and join your pockets to the pants. I have several tutorials on how you can do this already on the channel. So you can see now I have joined the pockets to the pants. The pocket is already fixed for both of the front. So once you do that, the next thing is for you to sew your pants together. You're going to sew the crotch for both front and back. You are going to join the side, create your casing, and put your elastic. So that is what I have. I already have a tutorial on this already on the channel as well. If you want me to link the tutorial, let me know in the comment section. So this is what the pant looks like now. This is what it looks like on the inside. I used inseam finishing. When I head to do this now, I've ironed this, I've sewn the fabric to the hem, and you can see that it is neatly weaved. This is what it looks like on the inside. So you are going to iron it well like this is the pocket, and then for the space that I created here, I have inserted my rope to it. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to take it to the mannequin now so that you can see what it looks like.